You might not know this, but the world is teeming with life. What goes on in the body? There's something special about
growing, and
this particular
the mind has endless capabilities.
There's a lot of
Heavy metals interrupt ATP synthase.
ATP. Okay, there's
Just
the cell
imagine
wall.
the small. We can learn so much about our ancestry eating.
And I think we're moving more and
it's a
more.
new type. The entire body.
More of this. What are they teaching?
Bunch of systems.
There are
DNA
worlds that we haven't even
DNA polymerase
seen. Why does
all in a drop of water?
doctors know
The
a lot?
universities can keep
There's
on
more in our bodies that we don't know about than we do. Hello and welcome back to Beyond Being Well. I'm Cy Zazinski.
And I'm Dr. Ryan Keegan. I'm not a doctor, though. I just got back
Yes.
from Scandinavia. This would be my 36th retreat.
Yes, it's fantastic because you haven't really told me too much about it. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was kind of waiting for the show.
Yeah, I love surprises.
Because so much health information was had. I got to experience cryotherapy for the first time. I'm a little stuffy because I did get a cold. Because it was very cold in Scandinavia where I went.
Yeah, no, I haven't really heard too much about it, so I've been kind of in the dark on this, so I'm excited to finally learn kind of what went on.
Yeah, I'll show you a lot and tell you a lot. So I brought with me, this is really a special episode, I brought with me my guide on the journey. I'll let him introduce himself in a moment, but as we went through Scandinavia on my retreat that I went on last month, he was the guide, he was the one bringing me through all the experiences, and I really wanted to bring him because he is a great source of information on health, on the body, and here he is.
Hello everyone, I'm Willem Graaf. I am Dutch. I do cryotherapy, cold therapy, and meditation as well.
So you're sort of like an Iceman.
Yes. I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. I was a student under Wim Hof, and we are actually Dutch, and the Netherlands is not in Scandinavia. It's
really?
Yes. So it's northwest Europe, but no, it's not in Scandinavia.
Your accent is fantastic. Your English accent, may I say. Did you live in the States at all?
Yes, I have for a few years, but then I moved back. I'm a dual citizen, and
Always wanted to do that.
I grew up in the Netherlands, then came to the U.S., and then moved back to the Netherlands to discover my cryotherapy.
So, just for the audience's sake, I mean, I love him. I'm a great disciple of him. Love his work. But can you explain who Wim Hof is exactly?
Wim Hof is the original Iceman. He's also from the Netherlands. And he proved that through cold therapy, you can improve the body in other ways that modern medicine cannot.
Yeah, it's interesting, and that's kind of something we were trying to explore here because, one of our lessons last episode was many of the things that you think are helpful are actually
bad for you.
Yes.
And vice versa. So
Exactly.
let's get into this. Being cold, being extremely cold to the point of shivering. You think that's a bad thing. Let's let William explain.
So in the human body, you actually have what's called brown fat adipose, brown fat adipose. And like a muscle, it needs worked out. And the way you work that fat is through cold therapy. And that's
I experienced so much work with my brown fat.
You know what? Can I just say, you look different. I can't really place what looks different about you, but you do.
You know, I feel amazing. I did lose a toe, though. And I'm...
Really?
Yeah, and I want to talk about that later. It was really quite something. Not necessarily a bad thing.
Was it kind of a bad energy gone away? Was that toe bothering you?
Well, I think we can explain the situation. William was there when it happened. So we were in the third stage of the cryo treatment. Wait, maybe we should back up.
Yes, because I actually don't know anything about the first two stages.
So I think, William, maybe you should start running us through the steps in your program. What's it called? Who goes on these sort of things? Who you take? What's the purpose?
So yes, Ryan, we followed what's called the Wim Hof protocol. It's 3 phases. Phase 1 is a preparation phase. We'll get used to cold namely, we jump in cold water. That's why you came during the winter months.
Extremely hard for your first time. I only lasted about, what was it, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are we talking about in terms of temperature here? Because I am just hearing the word cold.
So it's about, the waters we used were in the canals, and it was about -1 centigrade. So because it was so cold, we actually had to dig holes in the ice, in the canals.
And that's sort of an adventure of its own,
yes,
really.
Yeah.
And it's so cold. That's frozen water. There would be a hole for you to go in. There would be people around you to make sure you are all right. But
so it's submersion. It's complete submersion.
Yes.
No. I mean,
well,
my head never went under.
For entry level, no.
Yeah, so little clothing on, but my whole body went in, but not my head. That happens when you're more comfortable with it.
Stage 2.
So let's get into stage 2 a little bit more. Okay. So after I was in the cold water.
So you were submerged multiple times, or it was just this one time? Or how long? How long did everything?
So the benchmark is 35 seconds of complete submersion, but you...
For stage 1.
Yes. Entry level is 35 seconds for stage 1, but with you, Doctor, we landed on 10 minutes.
And that was because my head didn't go under. And that was because I wasn't comfortable yet. But I got into a rhythm.
But
I probably would have put my head under
teaching moment in lieu of last podcast. Sometimes the opposite is true. So
you're very true.
Yes.
So you heard the first one.
Yeah, I heard the first episode. So
that's nice.
Safety and comfort isn't always good.
But I felt very comfortable.
Maybe it's the lesson here, and we can maybe have this is the first lesson for episode 2, is that being comfortable is nice, but not initially.
Yes.
You want to get to the comfortable.
But because I didn't put my head under, I was able to be in the ice for way longer. Isn't that better than the others?
Yeah, but full submersion is still what we want because...
That's probably what I would have done.
Well, let's go to step 2.
So, in stage 2, we start introducing longer hold times, breathing exercises, and what we like to call the cryo dose.
That must be the cryo box.
Yes. And
our
students love the cryo box.
I loved it.
Yes. And so here we actually...
I probably love it.
In the cryo box, we actually decrease the temperature to minus 20.
I mean, I remember that experience.
Yes.
In the cryo box at minus 20.
So you can you actually feel the degrees by now?
Yes.
Can you just be like, okay, I'm thinking of negative 20 right now because I can.
So that's almost what happens, but since you weren't there, you wouldn't fully know. But in the box, I mean, do we need to explain a little bit what's happening physiologically?
With
How
the
big
human
is the
body?
box?
It's about 6 feet and 2 inches. Diameter, you can raise your elbows a little bit.
There's a little wiggle room there.
Yes.
Because you shiver tremendously, and that's all part of the process.
The weird thing is, it's not...
Right?
Yes, but it's not as intense as cold water, maybe, because it's gas.
Oh, the cryo box is gas.
Yes.
What kind of gas was it again? Was it
So it's kind of all forms
liquid
of water.
nitrogen?
Yes, liquid nitrogen.
Wow.
Isn't that unhealthy to touch liquid nitrogen?
The benefit of the nitrogen gas is that it's a lot colder realistically, but it feels a little less cold than, let's say, an ice bath would. So knowing that, you actually have to be careful because it can cause some nerve damage on the body. Doctor, you know about that, right?
So my pinky is still not bending how it used to, but overall was worth it.
We actually tell our students that minor injuries like that are not as important to the overall gain you get.
Yeah, so
And I totally feel that.
It seems like there's some sort of pattern of it, fingers and toes.
And I think before we get to step 3, it's important to talk about the breath work because this is just as important as the ice itself.
Maybe even more important.
And this goes beyond cryo. I mean,
Yes.
this is meditation even.
Yes.
And some history, science lessons, we always love them. This was an ancient breathing technique called tumo.
In Tibet.
And you had these monks in caves trying to stave off the cold, using breathing, imagining a sun in their belly.
Monks are fascinating.
Monks are outstanding at whatever they do. They're always so focused. We could learn a lot from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to have a whole Qi episode.
So yeah, there's actually a lot to be said about Western medicine. Eastern medicine in Asia and.
I was wondering if you could provide William a breathing example for the show, just maybe 30 seconds of it.
Okay, so take a comfortable posture.
Done.
Step 2 is the open mouth position. Actually, I'll do a little demonstration of some of the breathing. We call this excretion breathing. It's good for adrenaline spikes. It actually increases hormone production.
Which hormone?
Adrenaline hormone. And testosterone, so it's good for men. Specifically, this is a very male-oriented practice. So it's actually like rapid-fire excretory breaths.
So it's kind of like this?
No, it's more paced out. Like
Yes. Yes, but actually a little more staccato, like
Yeah, I remember that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe everyone has their kind of different styles.
No, but let's move on to step 3.
So for the third stage, apart from increasing hold times in the cryo box, we actually take a hike up a snowy mountain.
Sort of sojourn.
Yes, this is common practice for the Wim Hof method. We we demand minimal clothing while hiking. Only
I think I can chime in too,
yes.
because I wore a small loin and then no socks or sandals, and that is where my toe experienced frostbite. It actually went blue.
Yes.
We just left base camp. I didn't have any socks or sandals on, and that's where the problem started to occur. My toe became blue very quickly in the wind and the snow of frostbite. One of the first signs of frostbite. I did in fact have frostbite. Base camp was about 30 yards behind me, so I took the opportunity to head back.
So did you even get to the third stage?
Technically I did.
Well,
you didn't participate.
Yes, he entered into the third stage but didn't complete it.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, I think I'll go again, and this time I'll practice more at home because I've been doing cold showers ever since I got back.
I've done that for years.
Wait, so why do you do cold showers, Sai? Because I did them because my retreat prompted me to, but you don't do retreats.
So actually, I practiced meditation, and it sort of came to me, but also at the same time, my hot water was broken the same month. So it kind of worked out that way.
Yeah, so we advise our students actually to take cold showers. It helps with immune function. It works out.
We love immune boosts.
It's an immune boost.
And you can feel it right away.
So what actually...
I love that.
I mean, I've been experiencing it.
Same with me.
What makes it wake you up is the adrenaline coursing through your veins into your cells and being picked up in a cytoplasmic response.
So your body's like, wait, I'm cold. This should be bad for me. Stuff starts happening. Yes. Adrenaline is released so you can get out of the cold.
Yeah, in biology, there's the intermediate disturbance hypothesis. And that holds that a little bit of suffering is actually good for the well-being of an organism.
Wow.
So you experience that with cold showers. It suffers. It doesn't feel too great, but you in turn get higher immune function and better brown fat tolerance.
And just like losing a toe, all of that was just worth it.
Yes.
It's sort of like it epitomizes. It's like what could I give away?
What's the cost?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's the cost of feeling good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital. I was so thankful that all of my retreat mates came and visited me along with William to see how I was doing, and they were all just there.
Yeah. A good point though in the hospital is we actually got to test your improved immune function.
Yeah, through an IV, they got my blood sample, and
it was
I had
fantastic.
Huge white blood cell
They're
count.
all up.
They were
100.
Just like we said, unprecedented levels. The Buffo from last month,
bringing back
the lesson. Immune boost is always what we're looking for.
Yes, the immune system is vital to.
It's complex too.
Well-being and happiness. Yes.
So I just actually, speaking of immune boost, I think this is a perfect opportunity to announce that I'm actually beginning a tea business.
Really? Good
yes.
for you.
Delicious.
And we're starting out with St. John's wort. It's a blend. Boosts immune system.
That's great. I think it's time we should wrap up the episode. So thank you for coming, William. Welcome to LA. I hope you had a great stay and have a safe trip back.
Thank you.
Yes. And stay cold.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll be back.
We'll be back
in about a month.
So I'll be heading out to the savannas of Africa for an amazing retreat experience. I'm looking forward to it. Animal immersion therapy. We're gonna have a lot of information about it when we get back.
Incredible. I can't wait to hear about it.
Don't miss your cold showers.
I will try not to.
Good.
All right.
Thanks.